Hello. I wanted to get on today and talk to you about changes. Changes of our bodies, my body, how life shifts and changes, and how things can, hormones and stuff like this can affect us. So, if you've noticed, or maybe you haven't noticed, in the last 6 months to a year, I haven't been posting as much around my work, sexuality, and Tantra and stuff like this. And I've been really sitting with, like, what is going on? And the more I sit with it, the more is I'm going through a huge hormone change. It's like I'm going through that time. And it's not as easy for me to know physically that that's happening because 11 years ago I had a partial hysterectomy. I had gigantuan fibroids, and I spent 11 years trying to heal them naturally, and it just didn't work. And so it's a fascinating thing to be going through this shift right now, and realizing, like, I'm sitting on this thing of, like, my body feels different, my body's acting different, I'm having hair grow in places like my chin and stuff that didn't grow before. And I'm just, like, feeling all these shifts, and then along with that I'm feeling like I'm dealing with, like, the knee issue, and seeing that as a change, and how my body works, and how my body's carrying weight now. And it's like, how can I come back to just still loving me, loving, like, who I am, not being as the physical fit, going out and doing everything I want to be doing kind of woman. As well as the change of, like, career and stuff like this. This has been a huge, huge thing for me. Like, I've been doing Tantra and sacred sexuality for 17 years now. Love it, adore it. There's not a better topic for me that I love to talk about. I love talking about anything around relationship and sexuality. It's my passion. And then I see people online posting all these photos, and I used to do it also, these really sexy photos. People's I woke up to a picture of this woman, like, showing, like, most of her butt, and I'm like, my whole system's like, what are you selling? Are you selling your butt, or are you selling something else? But for me, it feels like now going through this hormonal change. And I didn't do very many butt pictures, but but I did like my sexy photos, and I still want to do sexy photos and stuff like that, but in my own way. But when I see those photos now, and even look at the ones I have that I'm like, oh, you could post that. I'm like, I tap in. I'm like, wow, that's selling sex. That's selling my body. That's not really selling the program, the workshop, the thing I'm really wanting to sell, which is intimacy and connection and conscious relating. And I'm realizing, when I'm sitting with everything that's going on, it's like my whole business, my whole world the last 17 years has been about conscious sexuality, conscious communication, conscious touch, conscious, like, meditation and connection, and finding ways of, like, communicating in a way of, like, even the hard stuff, and whether it, and then with cuddling and asking for what you want. And that's actually what I'm promoting, and that's what I'm working with, and that's what I love. And even this thing that I'm being called right now to, like, deeply go into music, that's being called into, like, my intuition and the sacredness of music. And when I started teaching Tantra, I taught from a place of intuition, not from what I learned from my teachers. They gave me something, I took it, I sunk in, and I came up with something different. I remember waking up in the middle of the night for the first year or two of teaching, and I would just be like, before I even started teaching, I was like writing down all these exercises I wanted to teach and how they went together. And this morning I actually woke up with a whole entire class that I want to record and be able to put online for people, so they can have intimacy right there in their home and not have to worry about going out to a class. And And I'm really becoming more guided from my intuition and from that sacredness within. The more I'm unwinding, and not so much like, here, let me, show you my body parts. I do still love dressing feminine and sexy, and I also still love to put cut off jeans and a t-shirt and tank top, and that is more my sexy than anything else. Is like cut off jeans and a t-shirt, or spaghetti strap top. But I'm also realizing, like, if I don't put something sexy on something like this from time to time, I feel like something's missing, and I crave it. And so I'm finding my balance in that. And so I invite you, when you're, in your life, when you're going through major changes, find out, like, is it hormonal? Could it be something else other than, like, something like, I've been in this place of, like, limbo for so long, and it has crossed my mind, yeah, it might be hormonal. And now that I'm just like going, okay, I'm going to just say it's hormonal, and embrace that this is why I've been so confused over my career. And it's not that I don't love it, I do. It's just, it's shifting and changing for me, and I'm finding in it how I want to teach it now. And some of it's still the same, and some of it might be totally changing. And so, yeah, I just want to share, like, what I'm going through and seeing, like, especially women, if you can relate, like, going through that change. It's like showing up, and how is it affecting you? Whether it's how your brain functions. Like, there's days that my mind isn't nearly as focused, and there's other days that I'm totally focused. And I'm realizing when I come back to my practices, my mind focuses more. And been doing yoni egg practices, and it's just getting me right back center to where I want to be. So, which is really beautiful. I can talk about that another time. But yeah, so it's embrace your change, embrace your hormones, embrace everything that's shifting, and really honor all of it. So the stuff that I'm showing up, things I'm showing up with, the spiritual side of me has, like, been calling to come out even deeper and even more expressed. Doing more recordings on meditations and different stuff. So be looking for that. My name is Heather Ray Dawn, and my website is theecstaticbody.com. www.theecstatic. Oh my god, it's so funny. Saying it, I know how to spell it. Ecstaticbody.com. ECSTATIC. Yeah, a lot of people spell it with an X and all that stuff, but it's not that. I hope to see you soon. Talk to you. Ciao. Namaste.